Hey guys, Pat here. One of my big hobbies is actually looking at movie box office numbers throughout the year, and here's why. And I think it's a reason that a lot of us really like to follow it, despite the looking at it in a shallow way. It's probably just because you want to see if your movies do well or if the movies you hate are doing bad, stuff like that. But the main reason is if you want to follow how things are going in an industry or anything really, you follow the money. You look at where the money's at, what money is being invested where, and the results of that money, and that gives you a good idea of really what the mindset is of everyone in that kind of marketing in that field and that corporation. And this is Hollywood. So this is 2016 box office breakdown for me because this is kind of a little geek hobby thing for me, so I get it's not for everyone. But this was a very unique year because this actually was the year that Hollywood broke a box office record, something like $11 billion dollars, and that's never happened, right? So we're in a new era, right? It seems like more people are going to the movies now than ever. The movies are making more money now than ever. I mean, 11 billion, what the hell? What's going on? Thing is, people are going to the movies less, and we know the ticket prices are going up. And a lot of this box office is foreign box office. Now that's actually a domestic take, that number I think. But here's the thing: I'm going to break down here how this isn't actually showing movies growing, but getting smaller. In my opinion, I think they're getting smaller because this was a year where one studio dominated everything, really. One studio. And this hasn't happened in a long time. A really long time. This is like old Hollywood shit. This was the year of the mouse. Let's look at these box office numbers and I will show you. Disney fucking decimated the competition this year. Look at these numbers. The number one film so far of the year is Captain America Civil War. $1,153,000,000 worldwide. Okay? Now that film had a $250 million budget, which you see here, and cost and with marketing it's probably $100 million, but still this film made profit. The domestic take was a little low at that opening weekend, but still worldwide total very good, right? Okay, then you have Finding Dory, made $1 billion, and Zootopia made $1 billion, and then we have Rogue One, which is going to make $1 billion, and then The Jungle Book that just about made $1 billion. And all these films had big domestic takes and huge foreign numbers. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. Basically, one studio had the 5 highest grossing films of the year. The 5 highest grossing films of the year from one studio. And all of them are IPs. The only original film here is Zootopia. Finding Dory is a sequel to one of the most popular animated films ever made. Civil War is the Marvel film sequel. Rogue One's a prequel to Star Wars. Jungle Book is a book and a famous animated film. Right? Now let's look at the other films. Secret Life of Pets, that's an original movie. And that studio actually is doing really well. The Despicable Me studio. They have this other film, Sing, which is doing very well. Right? Okay. Batman v Superman, IP. Fantastic Beasts, IP. Deadpool, kind of original, but Deadpool's very big on social media and merchandising. Deadpool never really was unpopular. Deadpool stuff has always sold well. Suicide Squad, IP. Doctor Strange, Mermaid, original film, but it made most of that money in China. X-Men Apocalypse, IP. Let's just keep it Moana, original animated film. Jason Bourne, Ice Age, Independence Day, Legend of Tarzan, Angry Birds, Star Trek. Now You See Me 2, The Conjuring 2, Alice in Wonderland 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. See a pattern here? These are all IPs. There's hardly any original films here at all. There's not even like a Straight Outta Compton in here. Something that was kind of just a classic 3-act structure movie in a way. That was just a drama that, it was based off a big event, NWA. But, there's really... we go look at the dramas of the year, the Academy Award films, and the only one that's really doing well is La La Land. La La Land's made like $130 million worldwide, and Arrival, which is an original film, has made $160 million worldwide. So they've done well, but that's about it. Everything else, all these other films down here, The Purge, Election Year, Mechanic Resurrection, Sausage Party. That's an original, animated films. There's a lot of original animated films. The rest of these, though, I mean, The Accountant was an original movie that did okay. Girl on the Train's a book adaptation. Bad Moms was an original comedy that did good. There's just little bits in here, but I mean, there's just a lack of dramas and original comedies and art films and sci-fi and all that outside of like Arrival. A lot of these are franchises, which is fine, but really not many films perform that well. I mean, Deadpool and Fantastic Beasts and Secret Life of Pets, yes. Batman v Superman, those numbers are disappointing. And X-Men, Kung Fu Panda 3, a lot of these, I mean, Warcraft did well in China, but it bombed here really bad. It only made $47 million here. Jason Bourne did good. I mean, none of these films are really that impressive outside of stuff like 2 or 3 here. The dominant ones here are all franchise films. These top Disney films are all fucking franchise films. And see, I don't like this. Because to me, this just shows that Hollywood's getting smaller, that now they have to completely rely on these big franchise names and IPs to get these kind of numbers, which are the big numbers, which inflate the numbers. It's like, oh, look, we made $11 billion, but you don't realize that, like, not all the studios are all making that money. It's not like Fox is doing great outside of Deadpool or WB's doing great outside of, like Harry Potter. Disney is getting all the money. And TV, you have, what did everyone talk about this year? Game of Thrones Season 6, Stranger Things, Atlanta's winning all the awards right now, Donald Glover. A lot of those shows really connected with people. The Marvel shows on Netflix, like Luke Cage and stuff like that. The stuff with this is that these aren't really that unique of films. These are very much by the numbers Hollywood movies. I don't dislike all these movies, but none of them are that unique from films that exist in the genre already. None of them. I can't think of, Deadpool's maybe the only one that's really kind of different because of the R rating and all that stuff. But for the most part, to me, this is a sign that we're going to get less and less original films. They're probably going to go on streaming services like Netflix or Amazon, and TV's going to just keep taking over and dominating because we're going to still watch stuff like Sopranos and 6 Feet Under and The Wire and The Americans and Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones now and all that stuff. And these movies, we're seeing them less and less. And this is really funny because Hollywood keeps lecturing us lately about how we should think like them and all that stuff. And I'm sitting here going, well, where are your guys' vision? Where's your art? What are you contributing? Why do you get to lecture me? If this is the output you're giving me, if this is all the great work you're doing for progress and art and all that, I'm not impressed. You wait till the end of the year, December, to release any good movies, and then for the most part we get these generic blockbusters. 2015 and 2016 were 2 of the most boring movie years of my life. I was very bored. It's hard for me to make a top 10 list right now because I didn't see that many movies I liked that much. I thought 10 Cloverfield Lane was one of the best movies of the year and a great little original film, but even it only made like $100 million worldwide. It did good, but it wasn't a huge hit. I'm not happy with the state of movies right now. I don't like one studio. And to be fair to those movies, all those movies got really good reviews. Finding Dory and Captain America and all those films, they were well received. But at the same time, for me, I didn't like them as much as a lot of other people did, and to me, I would like to see something like an Inception mixed in there, or I'd like more Social Networks coming out, or Black Swan. It's just those kind of films. There was a year that all those movies came out. It was great, and they all were hits. Black Swan was a huge hit. This just to me is like movies are getting so boring, and the TV shows are just getting more interesting, and the directors are feeling more like unique and auteurish with TV now, and movies are being put together very formulaic, like a TV show, like a sitcom, like point A to point B. I don't know. That's just me. How do you guys feel about it? Maybe I'm just, being a baby about it. Maybe I'm just being a hipster. Oh, they don't make enough art films. But for me, this just shows a lack of creativity that I know the writers have to have because these TV shows are coming out. Why isn't there a movie out there right now that's as exciting as watching, the special effects sequences in Game of Thrones with the dragons? Why isn't there, why isn't there a funnier movie that's really witty and original? There wasn't even like a Woody Allen kind of movie this year. That was great. There's no There's nothing here. That's all I got for you guys today. Sorry it was a slow news day, but I thought I would just look at this and give my opinions on the box office and how I'm seeing the future of movies going. I see where the money is, and that means we're going to get more things like The Jungle Book and Finding Dory and superhero properties, and probably less Arrivals. You know, even though that movie made money, we're probably not going to get a bunch of those every year. I'm hoping 2017 is going to surprise me. I really do. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I want to hear your opinion down in the comments. What do you guys think about this? And what were your favorite movies of the year? And, you know, do you think 2017 is going to be a good year? I'm very excited about Blade Runner 2049 and a couple other movies.